One, I said there is sufficient class characteristics but insufficient individual characteristic marking transferred to these bullets by firearm components during the firing process, which could be due to the difference in bullet material. As a result, I took a decision to obtain the additional tests of the same material as the exhibit bullet.
Lana-ke ngathola-ke ukuthi uma-ke lama characteristics ehlanganisiwe-ke eyi-class kutholakala-ke ukuthi-ke kukhona-ke okwanele, kodwa-ke uma-ke uwabheka ngayodwa i-characteristics utholeke ukuthi akukho okwanele uma ngaba lama marks esendlula. Kodwa ngoba-ke kwakunomehluko owawukhona-ke kuyinhlamvu ezasetshenziswa, ngenxa yalokho ngase ngithathe isinqumo-ke sokuthi ngiphinde futhi ngithathe amanye ama-tests.
Can you just explain what you mean by class characteristic?
By class characteristic, my lord, I refer to the number of grooves on the bullets, on both bullets, the width of the bullets, and then the twisting of the bullets. Those I could see the similarities, but even the size, the width of those grooves were the same. But the difference was the tests were the full metal jacket, and the bullet from the crime scene was a CMJ, a complete metal jacket. Now the markings of the individual markings were not clear on the exhibit bullet from the crime scene, whereby on the bullet, the test bullets, as it's a hard bullet, it will pick up more marks than what appears on the exhibit bullet.
Lana-ke ngoba-ke uthola ukuthi inhlamvu ezimbili-ke imbili lezi engafani-ke CMJ ne-FMJ, utothola-ke ukuthi-ke kuloku okubhekayo-ke ukuthi-ke inhlamvu ezahlukile awungeke utholeke ama-lines noma ama-characteristics afanayo.
Yes, may I proceed?
Then I took a decision on if I can get the firearm back to shoot the correct test, the CMJ, the correct type of bullets in this firearm. And then I can compare those bullets that I fired with the bullets from the crime scene to see if there can be similarities on those ones.
Ngase ngithatha isinqumo-ke sokuthi-ke uma isibhamu leso singabuya-ke ngiphinde ngisithole futhi ngisebenziseke lolu hlobo-ke lwenhlamvu-ke lolu olwatholakala khona kuyona-ke i-crime scene, ngingasebenzisi inhlamvu eyahlukeneke, ngibheke-ke ukuthi ngakhona yini ukuhlangana noma ukufana.
Yes, you may proceed.
On paragraph 7, I said, on Monday, the 20th of July, 2020, I received an open seal bag with number PA 4000 810885, marked inter alia Cleveland case 96 of 2015 and SAP 1386/2015, containing the following.
Kwathi ngomsombuluko ngeyi-20 zikaJulayi 2020 ngathola-ke isikhwama sobufakazi esasivuliwe esinenamba ewu-PA 4000 esasimakwe uCleveland Mass 960215 kanye no-SAP 1386/2015 ngaphakathi-ke kwakunalokhu.
7.1. Inside that bag, I found one 9mm parabellum caliber CZ Model 75 single and double action semi-automatic pistol with serial number obliterated, but it was marked 34369/15 on the trigger guard, and one magazine.
Ngathola-ke ngaphakathi kwakuyiwa i-9mm eyodwa, i-parabellum i-CZ model 75 single kanye ne-double action i-semi-automatic kwakuyi-pistol ne-serial number eyayisuliwe eyamakwa u-34369/15 kuyona-ke i-trigger guard kanye ne-magazine eyodwa.
On 7.2, there was one ammunition box inside that seal bag, and it contained the following. 7.2.1, 16 9mm parabellum caliber cartridges and rounds, and 7.2.2, and 10 9mm short caliber cartridges rounds.
Ngaphakathi futhi-ke kwase kukhona-ke nebhokisi eyodwa noma i-ammunition eyodwa, ibhokisi enalokhu ngaphakathi ama-rounds awu-16 e-9mm caliber, amakobolondo kanye futhi-ke nama short cartridges e-9mm awu-10 ngaphakathi ama-rounds.
Now, Lieutenant Colonel, before we proceed, you mentioned in paragraph 7 that on Monday, the 20th of July 2020, you received an open seal bag with that number. Can you just explain?
An open seal bag now.
Yes, what do you mean here?
My lord, I went to Cleveland Police Station as SAP 30. I requested the exhibit from the case number. I gave them the case number. They gave me 30 number. And the first thing that the warrant told me was that the firearm has already been dispatched for destruction,
Okay.
but it's still in another safe, not in the SAP 30. But you can look for it. He went to look for it and came back. I think it was in a box. When he opened the box, it was that seal bag. It was open seal bag. Inside that seal bag, they put a tag with the SAP 13, and there was this pistol and the box with the ammunition that I've mentioned.
Ngaya ke eCleveland la khona ke ngabanikeza khona ke inamba lena ngacela ke ukuthi banginikeze ke lesi sibhamu lesi wangitshela ke uwarrant lowo ke ukuthi isibhamu leso ke kwakuyisibhamu ke manje abasebenzi ukuthi bahlukaneke naso noma ke singabi kusakhona ke epolice station kodwa ke ukuthi sasisekhona kwenye isafe wahamba kwayoyikhipha lapho ke kwakune seal bag eyayivuliwe ke kanye ke naleli bhokisi elalikhona ngaphakathi.
Which warrant officer are you referring to?
I can't remember his surname.
Angisasikhumbuleki isibongo sakhe loyo warrant officer.
Captain Charlie has testified. Does the name ring a bell?
Mchali.
Yebo uyena ke umtshali.
Yes. Are you done explaining this concept of an open seal bag?
That's correct, man.
Biloko kube ngichaza ukuthi ke lesi sikhwama sobufakazi sasivuliwe.
Yes, you may proceed. The exhibit mentioned in 7.1, do you have it with you today in court?
In 7.1.
Yes.
Yes, I have it with me.
Yes, can you just show it to the court?
It's still sealed in the evidence bag.
So ikona ke lokho engikhuluma ngako ke ile 9mm ke iparabellum ekula ku 7.1 isa valiwe ke lesi sikhwama lesi.
Yes, and the seal bag number?
Seal bag number that's still sealed. It's PA 400 1985 198.
UPA 400 198 5198.
Sorry, you're saying that bag, exhibit bag is sealed.
This one.
You can't open it.
We can open it for.
Yeah, let's open it so that everybody can see that firearm. Because one of the defenses is that these firearms were switched. But that there was a likelihood, because there was a hiatus of about 5 years plus when these firearms were stored by Mjali. And the contention is that nobody knows what could have happened to them. You can't exclude the possibility that these firearms were switched. Yeah, but for purposes of this court, you said you're going to call rule officer.
Yes, indeed, my lord.
Yeah, because the allegation is that the rule officer is the one who tested the firearm first. Can you describe the characteristics for the record of that firearm which you have?
Well, the firearm that I'm having is a CZ75, model 75.
Right,
And then the serial number has been obliterated.
right.
As I said, normally when you receive a firearm that the serial number has been obliterated, you mark it with a lap number here underneath the trigger guard. And the lap number that is marked on this one is 34369.
Then lesi-ke isibhamu sorry. I-CZ model is 75 kanye-ke futhi i-serial number yakhona isusiwe-ke kodwa-ke kune-lab number esiyibekayo eku-343 sorry 69
Stroke 15.
stroke 15.
So this lap number was marked by warrant officer rule officer when he examined this firearm.
Uyena-ke ulolose owabhala-ke leyo lab number nkathi-ke ebheka sona isibhamu lesi.
Yeah, let the defense see that firearm. Even the accused, they see it.
Can the
It's
As long as it is safe. I want to see it also, my killing machine. I want to see it. Hmm?
under the trigger.
under the
And the trigger.
yeah? Let me show you.
And you say the etching couldn't resuscitate the number.
They have retrieved the number of this firearm.
Yeah, I have
What?
retrieved it.
Yes.
And
Now,
it's
warrant
8 whatever.
officer.
Yeah, remember, it's 8 whatever. Just read it again, because you said originally it was filed off. That's
The serial number was filed off.
right, and then you
And
retrieved
during
it
the
by
etching process,
etching process, and then it was.
warrant officer, rule officer could identify the serial number or recover the serial
Can you
number.
read it from there?
With the etching process, you can only
No, I mean
identify.
after the etching process was applied.
After the etching process, you cannot read it again. You have to put it on
Okay,
the
I see.
system
I
again.
hear you. It's a microscopic story.
No, with the etching, when you use the acid,
Yes, yes.
you apply the acid and electricity on it, you rub it with a green mum,
Right.
the number will appear. You can be able to read the number. But the minute you start cleaning it, removing it from those numbers sometimes disappear
Okay,
again. But
fine.
the instances where they will remain visible.
Okay.
Uma kuwukuthi inamba isuliwe-ke kusekusentshenziswe le process-ke inamba iyavela-ke kodwa kamuva-ke uma usuphinde uskwina-ke kuyenzeka ukuthi leyo namba leyo futhi-ke isingabonakali.
Maybe for record purposes, we can refer to the affidavit of warrant officer, rule officer, exhibit X in brackets 13D, paragraph 8 thereof.
Warrant officer, rule officer statement. In paragraph 8 of warrant officer, rule officer statement, it said, after application of the electromagnetic etching processes, I determined the serial number of the firearm mentioned in 3.1 possibly as 8587B.
Le number-ke uthi uzolose uma ebheka-ke noma esebenzisa-ke yona-ke leyo nqubo noma leyo process yabo-ke bathi i-etching wathola ukuthi kunga-number yayo-ke u-8587B.
Let's go, please, Malade. The firearm has been handed up as exhibit 2.
Exhibit 2,
Yes.
okay.
Yes, you can proceed to paragraph 7.2. Paragraph 7.2 of your affidavit.
7.2. On 7.2, it's one ammunition box containing 69mm parabellum caliber cartridges, rounds. And 7.2.2, it's 10 9mm short caliber cartridges, rounds.
Lana ke ku 7.2 ukuthi kwakune box eyodwa ke yeinhlamvu phakathi inama rounds awu 16 9mm parabellum amagobolondo i-rounds akhona kanye ke nama short caliber amagobolondo ama cartridge ama rounds akhona awu 10.
And all the ammunition found in this box are the CMJ ammunition.
Futhi ke onke lana ke atholakala lana ke ilawa ohlobo ke lwe-CMJ kule box e-blue iPad.
It's the same type of bullet that was recovered from the crime scene.
Ile yanhlobo ke yama bullet noma yeinhlamvu eyatholakala kwindawo yesigameko.
As a court, please, my lord, to request that the box and the bullets be handed up as exhibit 5.
Exhibit 5,
Yes, my lord.
okay.
Exhibit 3 is a bullet fragment and 4 is the bullet head, the projectile.
We're handing them.
Yes, maybe, yes, we can also show them to the defense and the accused.
The box.
Yes, the box and ammunition.
The box.
Oh, this.
Yes.
Yeah, so that you can see the color, because it was described in some of the evidence which was here.
Yes,
Sorry, sorry, is the color blue? Yeah, is it a blue? Is it blue or green or white? Fine.
the firearm. The
Madam-
Cleveland.
When I got to Cleveland, the firearm was not in the SAP 30. So, the SAP 30. It was
Ngifika ke eCleveland sike sasingekho ezinye ke ibham abazo ukuthi ke zazizochithaka noma ke zihambe ke bayoze nakalisa bayozilahla.
Yes, you mentioned a tag. Is there a tag on the firearm?
there is a tag with the SAP.
What is the SAP number?
It says Cleveland, then 18/86.
Balo Cleveland 9602 2015 kanye no 86/2015.
Yes.
And then the exhibit that was in, is the same exhibit that was sealed by warrant officer rule of sale.
Sobufakazi yilesi ke esasivalo. Sir.
The seal back number is PA 400081085.
Number yakhona ke uPA 400081085.
If you can once again refer to Exhibit X in brackets 13D. Rule of sale.
Warrant officer rule of sale
Yeah, good. Paragraph 10.1.
and 10.1 of warrant officer rule of sale. It says, on Friday the 15th of, on 13th of Friday 2015, the exhibit mentioned in 3.1 to 3.3 were sealed in an evidence bag with number PA 400081085 and handed over to the case administration of the section or ballistic section.
Ngey 13 February 2015 ama exhibit achaziweke ku 3.1 u 3. Ukuya ke ku 3.3 afakwa ke kwisikhwama sobufakazi ene number esine number OPA 40081085 ase endluliselwa ke kwi case administration kwi section yama ballistics.
Yes. Does it correspond with the number that you've just read out?
It's the same seal back number, my lord.
Inumber ke eyodwa nale ebengiqeda uyifunda khona lana ke kule evidence bag.
Yes. Was there an entry made in the register
That's correct, my lord. There was an entry made at the,
regarding the removal of these exhibits?
at the SAP 13. I signed for the exhibit.
Ku SAP 13 yakhona ke ngasayinda ke ukuthi lobufakazi noma lema exhibit ngiyawathatha.
If I can refer you to Exhibit X2. If you count from the first page, the first, second, the third page. The entry there under the date 20 July 2020, can you just place that on record?
On the date 20/20/07/20, item book 3.1 or item 3.1 booked to FSL ballistics for further examination.
Ngey 20 zika July 2020 baliwe ke ukuthi ke kwakhishwa ke item u 3.1 wase ebhukwa ke eswa eya khona ke elab ye ballistic ukuthi iyohlolwa ke futhi.
And below I signed for it, man.
Ngenzansi ke ngasayina.
Yes, just place those particulars on record.
I signed
Book by?
It's a book by 04717.
Yabhukwa kwabhalwa ke inumber ke yasemsebenzini uLieutenant Colonel C Mangena wasayinda ke kanye nenumber yakhe.
And that item 3.1, just for record purposes, what was it?
On 3.1, it's a 19mm black pistol CZ75 caliber, serial number filed off.
Ku 3.1 ke kubhalwe lana ke ukuthi 9mm emnyama ngombala ipistol iCZ75 nokuthi serial number yakhona ke yayisuliwe.
Did you only book out the firearm?
I booked up this firearm and the box of ammunition that was with it and the magazine.
Ngakhipha ke noma ngathatha ke lapho isibhamu ibox lena ke eyinenhlamvu kanye nayo imagazine.
Yes. Thank you. We can then get back to your affidavit. You've now booked out the exhibits.
Yes. Well, I went back to the office and as paragraph 8,
Eight.
that's it. I examined and tested the pistol mentioned in 7.1 and found The pistol mentioned in 7.1 functions normally without any obvious defects. Ammunition used for test purposes were marked 369 TC3 to 369 TC10 on the cartridge cases and 369 TB3 to 369 TB10 on the bullets, and were fired in the pistol mentioned in 7.1.
Kwathi ke ngase ngibuyela khona ke ehhovisi ngase ngihlola ke futhi ngitesta ke i-pistol leyo ke eshiwo noma ke ekhulunywe ngayo ku 7.1 ngathola ukuthi i-pistol leyo ke ekhulunywe ngayo ku 7.1 isebenza kahle ayina inkinga akukho nje okubonakalayo ukuthi inenkinga ukuthi inhlamvu ezasetshenziswa ke ukuthi kutestwe ngazo zama kwake u369 TC3 ukuyofika ke ku369 TC10.
Football, it's more than a game. It's a menu decider, room divider, and mood boost provider.
Exhibit before court.
That's correct, my lord.
Exhibit 2 before court.
Futhi ke le pistol ekhulunywa ngayo ku 7.1 iyona ke le ephambi kwenkantolo khona manje.
And as far as the test bullets are concerned, you mentioned that you marked them 369 TB 3 up to 10. What was before that?
My lord, I fired additional tests in this, and I fired different types of ammunition. I fired the CMJ. I used 2 from the box that I've received, and I used 2 from the box which we have from NGA ammunition, of which is the same CMJ, and I used 2 from Sailor and Pelot, which is also the CMJ, and I used 2 from PMP. Then I used the PMP was the full metal jacket that I've tested. So I fired 8 different tests inside, and my test will start from TB or TC3 and TB2, because warrant officer rule officers fired TC1 and TC2. So I continued from where warrant officer rule officer finished.
Uma test ke engawenza ke ngasebenzisa ke inhlamvu ezahlukeneke kwibox le ephambi kwecourt ke eblue ngasebenzisa eziwu2 sine box esinayo ke officeini ngasebenzisa eziwu2 nezinye ke oPMM nayo ke ngasebenzisa kuyona ke engayisebenzisa ke ezahlukene zaba u8. Mina ngase ngiqala ke kuyena ke uTB TC3 ngoba ke urule officer wayenze uTC1 no TC2 ngase ngiqhubeka ke mina ukusuka lapho.
The reason why I fired also the full metal jacket from PMP, what I did is to confirm that this is the correct firearm. The previous tests were full metal jacket fired by a warrant officer rule officer. So I also fired full metal jacket. I compared the 2 tests first. The test that I fired on the full metal jacket and the test fired by a warrant officer rule officer. Compared them first, and I could get a matching, which confirmed that this is the correct firearm that was examined by warrant officer rule officer.
Ukubheka ke ukuthi isona isibhamu ekuyisona lesi noma lesi ke esatestwa uyena warrant officer rule officer ngasebenzisa ke nami ke i-full metal jacket le awayisebenzisile ke ukubheka ke ukuthi kuzoba khona yini ukufana impela ke ngathola ke ukuthi kuyafana ke lokho ama results aphumayo khona lapho kwanginikeza isiqiniseko ukuthi impela isona lesi esasitestwa uyena urule officer.
And after confirming that this is the right firearm, I started comparing the test that I have fired with the exhibit bullet from the crime scene.
Uma sengitholile ke isiqiniseko sokuthi impela ke isona lesibhamu lesi esasitestwe uyena urolose ngase ngenza ke ama test ke manje sengiqhathanisa ke nayo ke inhlamvu eyatholakala kwindawo yesigameko.
On paragraph 9 said I examined the fired bullets mentioned in 3.1 and 8.2. Compare the individual and class characteristic marking transferred to them by firearm components during the firing process using a comparison microscope, and found there is sufficient class and individual characteristic markings present on both exhibit and test bullets mentioned in paragraph 3.1 and 8.2, which indicate that the bullets mentioned in 3.1 was fired in the pistol mentioned in 7.1.
Ngathi ke uma sengihlola ke inhlamvu lezo ke ezayidutshuliwe ekukhulunywa ngazo ku paragraph 3.1 kanye naye u8.2 ngase ngiqhathanisa ke ngathola ukuthi impela ke kulama mark lana ke atransferwa isona ahlanganisiwe noma ke awodwa ke noma uma ehlangene noma ayihambela ewodwa kulama mark lawo akhona ke kuzona inhlamvu lezi ezayisetshenziswa njengobufakazi kanye ke nalezo inhlamvu ekukhulunywa ngazo ku paragraph 3.1 kanye no 8.2 lokho okwaba inkomba yokuthi inhlamvu ekukhulunywa ngayo ku 3.1 impela yadutshulwa ke noma iphuma kwisibhamu lesi noma ipistol le ekukhulunywa ngayo ku 7.1.
But my lord,
Just
when you
once
do-
again, sorry, Colonel, if you can just refresh our memories, what are the exhibits mentioned in 3.1?
The exhibit mentioned in 3.1, it's one fired 9mm caliber bullet, which is marked 217-267/14A2.
Sorry. Ku 3.1 kukhulunywa ke ngebullet eyodwa ke eye 9mm eyayiseyidutshuliwe ke eyamakwa u217-267/14A2.
And where does it come from?
It's the bullet from the crime scene.
Inhlamvu ke lena eyayibuya kwindawo yesigameko.
And 7.1,
7.1, it's one 9mm parabellum caliber CZ75 single and double action semi-automatic pistol with serial number obliterated, and it was marked 34369/15 on the trigger guard, and one magazine.
Bese kuthi ke u7.1 ile isibhamu ke lesike esodwa se9mm iparabellum ekuyi CZ model is75 isingle kanye nayo ke idouble action semi-automatic pistol eyayine serial number eyayisuliwe eyamakwa u34369/15 khona ke la kwi trigger guard la bebonise khona ke kanye nemagazine eyodwa.
and which firearm is it?
It's the firearm that I booked out at the SAP-13 at Cleveland SAPS.
Isibhamu ke lesi engayo sikhipha ke kwi SAP-13 eCleveland noma ke emaphoyiseni aseCleveland.
Is it in court today?
It's the firearm that I'm having here with me, my lord.
Ile
The same
sibhamu
firearm.
ile sibhamu engisiphethe la kumina ke namhlanje.
So in simple terms, what does this paragraph mean, 9.1?
Paragraph 9.1 means that the bullet that was recovered from the firearm, from the crime scene, was fired from this firearm.
Lokho okukushoyo ukuthi inhlamvu eyatholakala kwindawo yesigameko inhlamvu eyayiphuma kulesi sibhamu lesi esiphambi kwenkantolo.
Microscope, when you look through it, you can see both items. You start matching them. Once we have a match on it, or even if it's a negative, but to confirm that, I'll call one of my colleagues to come and confirm if my findings are correct. And in this instance, I've asked more than, I think it was 4 colleagues to confirm that, all of them confirmed that, but only one signed the confirmation form, and it was Lieutenant Colonel Serreo, who confirmed the case for me that the bullets were
Sorry, Lieutenant Colonel
Serreo.
Serreo.
Yes, sir.
Can all those people come and give evidence? So that's
Yes, indeed, we will be calling Colonel Serreo.
Serreo.
Yes.
Is that the one who signed?
He will
He's
sign.
the one who confirmed.
Uthi ke umechaza ke uKenneth ukuthi uma ke ngiqhathanisile noma kukhona ke engikutholile ngisho noma ke sekungasahlangane ke seku negative ke osikwenzayo ukuthi sibiza ke ozakwethu labo esisebenza nabo ukuthi baze ke bazofakaza ke noma babone ukuthi lokho engikutholile ngempela kuyiqiniso yini la kumina ke bawu4 engababiza bonke ke babe sebe sinikeza ke isiqiniseko sokuthi impela ke lokho engikutholile nabo ke babona kodwa ke uyedwa kuphela owasayinda kwaba uyena uKenneth Serreo bathi ke bazombiza ke ukuthi impela ke azokufakaza lokho.
So, Lieutenant Colonel, you're still carrying out a demonstration? You're still carrying out a demonstration?
So when we do the comparison, as I said, you look at the striation, you're matching striations. Now, in terms of firearm comparison, we use the 3D or the 2D, whereby you can look at CMJ. What you are looking at is your striations, you might not see the striations matching on one groove. What you'll do is you'll look at different grooves. Now, in this instance, what I could find was there's striations matching on one groove, and where the bullet twisting, those markings will be on one side, but you can't find them on the other side of the same groove. You go to another groove. On the other groove, you can see the striation matched on that. And on that, you can say that based on the fact that you found them, the matching striation, not on only one groove, you can conclude by saying that it's a positive ID.
Masebenzisa yona ke le inhlamvu abayibiza ngokuthi ke i-CMJ ngenzeka uma ubheka ke lama line ababiza ukuthi ama striations ukuthi ungayithola kwi groove eyodwa uma usundlulela kwenye ke ungayibonike kodwa uphinde uye kwenye ke uyiboneke lokho kusho ukuthi ke impela ke kuyasho ukuthi ke kuyahlangana ke ngoba uyitholile iline noma ku striation eyodwa ku groove eyodwa wasephinde futhi uyayithola nakwelandelayo.
Now, how many matching striations are necessary to come to the conclusion that there's a positive match?
Well, on different grooves, what I could say was, what normally do is like when you look at the fingerprints for a positive match, you have to get at least 7 matchings. Now on this, on firearm examination, what we do is the criteria that we use is it's 6 matching strias on one group, or you can get a set of 2 or 2 sets of 3 matching strias on different groups. Then it makes a hit.
Wenza ke isibonelo ngama fingerprints ukuthi ke kuma fingerprints ukuze utholeke ukuthi impela ke ayahlangana uma uwaqhathanisa ufanele utholeke ama features awu7 kodwa ke lana ke sibheka u6 kodwa uma ukuthi ke uthola 2 kodwa ke ngawu3 kuma ngawu3 abohlukene nalapho uyakwazi ukuhlanganisa ukuthi ke upositive low.
Yes, but in this instance, how many striations did you find on each group?
On each group, my lord, I found on the first group that I've matched, I found 6 matching strias.
Ku groove yoqala ke engayiqhathanisa ke ngathola ke ama lines la bizwa ukuthi ama striation awu6.
Then on the other groove, I found 5 matching strias.
Kwaze kuthi ke kwi groove elandelayo ke ngathola awu5.
On the other groove, I found 2 matching strias, of which the pattern is different from the others. So here we're looking at the striation and the pattern.
Lana ke kodwa kulena ke ngathola 2 kodwa ke ubheke ke indlela angayo ke ukuthi ke yahlukile yona lokho kubizwa ngokuthi ke i-pattern.
Yes, I use those 3, my lord.
Ngasebenzisa lezo eziwu3.
Did you prepare a court chart to demonstrate the match?
That's correct, my lord. I prepared a code chart for that.
Kune code chart ke engiyenzile ke ukuba ukukhombisa khona lokho ke engikhuluma ngako.
Scott, please, my lord. The court chart has been handed out this morning as Exhibit X in brackets 13, E1 up to E5.
Yeah.
Yes. If you can take the court through the court chart, it's also there on the screen.
On the code chart that I have prepared, my lord, you have the first striation there. You have this one.
La komba khona ke la athi khona.
You have this one.
Oqala
You have here,
elandelayo
and you have there.
yenye nale.
All these striations are matching. It's a
Zonke
continuation of a line from one exhibit to the other side.
uqhubekeka-ke kwawo-ke ama-line kusuka kwenye-ke ukudlulela kwelandelayo.
Just maybe for record purpose, just indicate which one is the test bullet and which one is the
As I have
Exhibit
explained,
bullet.
my lord, on your microscope, your exhibit will be on your left-hand side, your
Yeah.
test will be on your right-hand side. When you look at it, this is the exhibit bullet, and then this side is the test bullet.
Ilena-ke ubufakazi lena engaku-left inhlamvu bese kuthi le eku-right ilena ekuyiyona-ke ekuthestwa ngayo.
yes, you may proceed.
When you look at this one, this is where I said the pattern, there it matches. Then you have a thick line or a thick pattern of it, which continues, starts from this side, continues that side. Here you can see there's a mesh on it, and then here it's not clear, but you can see it when you watch, when you look at
Kubonakala-ke
it on
lapha
the
phezulu
microscope.
kodwa uma ubheka lana ezansi-ke la akhuluma khona-ke nge-pattern nokuthi futhi-ke iyahlangana.
This one is the same as the previous one.